All right, as you've seen from starting your directed investigation, it's a good idea for shareholders to diversify their shareholdings. Who invested in American car companies in any of their portfolio? Did they do well? No, they all lost money. None of them made a capital gain. So if you locked in your investments into one industry, they're probably all going to do pretty bad at the same time. So you want to diversify by investing in shares from companies in a range. The complete set of companies that you own is known as a share portfolio. Because a share portfolio represents all of my investments, I don't tend to care how one of my companies did. All I care about is how all of my companies did. You can track the performance of a portfolio by making something called a share index or share indices for multiple. And if I track the index scores, which we'll learn about later, I'll be able to see how my portfolio went. For now, we're just going to see that share indices are used in real life to track the performance of whole countries or whole industries. So the two most relevant for your DI are the All Odds Index and the Dow Jones Index. So these are legit things. I had to download the Apple Stocks app. The first thing that pops up on the Apple Stocks app is AORD, which stands for the All Odds Index. And one of the ones that you can add to it is the Dow Jones Index. What's that about? Okay, and you can see, where does Apple get all its information from? Yahoo Finance, where is exactly where you got your info from. So what are these indices? What is a share index? It's just a grouping of multiple companies. So the All Odds Index in Australia, it started in the 1980s. It's made up of the largest 500 companies in the Australian Stock Exchange. So if I'm doing the top 500 companies in Australia, is that going to give me a good idea of how Australia is going in general, if I'm tracking that? Would it? Yeah, it wouldn't give me a good idea about, it's not going to give me any idea about how the US market is going because it's only made up of the top 500 Australian companies. So some of the companies in the All Odds Index is BHP, Blackmores, Coles, Woolies. The Dow Jones Index, this is an American index that started in 1885. It's made up of 30 prominent companies listed on US stock exchanges. Can anyone name, other than the ones that I'm showing here, can anyone think of other massive US companies that might be in the top 30? Any ideas? No?
Walmart.
Yep. Walmart's one. What else? What's a big computer sort of software company that's not Apple that you're aware of? Who makes Windows? Microsoft's on there, okay? The top 30 companies pretty much in the US make up the index that's called the Dow Jones Index. So what is tracking the Dow Jones Index going to tell me? It's going to tell me how well America went. So if I go back to my Apple Stocks app, has Australia gone up in the last day? It's gone up by 69 points. So Australia's doing okay. Overall, has America gone pretty well? It's gone up 130. But you're probably wondering, like, where the heck do these numbers come from? That's for the second half of this lesson, okay? Where do these numbers come from? That comes from a little bit of maths that you need to do. Right now, we're not talking maths, you're just talking understanding. Currently, you'll notice that all of this that I've talked about is just background. For your test on your shares DI and your DI, all you need to be able to do is calculate percentage change in share index scores, and you just need to be aware of what a share index is. So what is a share index? It's a score that groups up many, many companies together. And what's the point of that score? To tell me how well a country is going or how well an industry is going. The only maths that you need for this particular video that I'm recording now is this. How do I find percentage change? So can you get this formula down, please? To find the percentage change between any two numbers, you use this formula. New value, take old value, divided by the old value, and then you times all of that by 100%. You can use that any time you want to find percentage change. So I'll give you a couple of moments to get that down, and then we'll practice using it. Then we'll make our own share index after. It's become harder over time to talk to you guys about indices because you guys don't tend to watch the news on TV. If you've ever watched the news on TV, I think it's just before the weather, they talk about the Hang Seng Index and the FTSE Index, and they talk about the All Ords and the American ones. The point of now is to show you what those are about. It's a grouping of the prices of companies to track how well countries do. So Hang Seng is Hong Kong. It's like an index tracking how Asia's doing. The FTSE is like London. So it's telling you how England's doing. So let's get that formula down, please, and then we'll find the percent change between a couple of numbers. All right, so if we pretended that you found on Yahoo Finance the All Ords index scores from the years 2002 to 2006 in such a table like this, calculate the percentage increase or decrease in All Ords from 2002 to 2003. So I care about this and I care about this. And in part B, I care about 2002 to 2006. So using that formula, percent change in All Ords, it's new take old divided by old. So if I'm answering part A, what's my new number?
2003.
Yep, which would be 2 something? 2848.6 minus the old, which is the starting point, 3363.3. So we can already see that 2002 to 2003, the All Ords index, the Australian stock market, did not do very well. It went down. And I'm dividing it by the old, which is 3363.3, times it by 100%. 2848.6 minus 3363.3, divide by 3363.3. times by 100%. So my calculator says it's negative 15.30% to 2 decimal points. So the market, the Australian stock market, based on the All Ords index, went down by 15.3% between 2002 and 2003. That's the maths that you need to be able to do at this point, okay? What numbers would change for answering B? Percent change. What's the new number now for 2006?
5,000.
Yep. So, yes, it went down in 2003, but did it start going up again? Did Australia do better going into 2006?
Yes.
Good. So if we look at the long term and went from 2002 to 2006, they did all right. So divide that by 3363.3, times it by 100%. 5087.2, take 3363.3, divided by 3363.3. That's some gains. That's telling me it went up 51.26%. So while initially, after 1 year from 2002, the Australian market went down by 15%, if I look in the long term, up to 2006, it went up by half. Okay? Can you get that example down, please, so I can show you the last little maths that you need to do in your spreadsheet if you're using it. I'll give you a couple of minutes for that. That phone. Just say it's for translation purposes. No one will ask you. Give it another minute to get that example, and then I'll finish off for today.